Mr. David Amess to move.
I beg to move the motion on behalf of the Backbench Business Committee, standing in my name as on the order paper. There are a number of points I wish to raise before the House adjourns for the Christmas recess. This place in which we work has changed and continues to change. I pay tribute to all the staff who work here, but I have a number of worries that when this place is refurbished, if we leave here for 5 years, I think we may never return. I'm also very concerned about our sitting hours. They've had a real deep impact on the catering facilities here. Many of the facilities used to be very busy, but now half of them are empty. And I'm very concerned about the prices of refreshments generally, which are excellent, but I think they are putting off a number of charities from having events here. I praise the Scrap Metal Act, which was introduced by one of my colleagues last year, but a couple of constituents came to see me saying that it's very expensive to get the licence and they do not believe it's fully funded. And there are all sorts of people who are just paying lip service to this piece of legislation. So I urge the government to ensure extra support is given to local authorities and the police to monitor scrap metal sites and mobile dealers. I have the privilege to pilot the Warm Homes and Energy Conservation Act 2000, but the issue of fuel poverty still has to be addressed. I'm delighted that the government are rolling back green levies, increasing winter fuel payments and the Warm Homes discount. However, there are still a number of families suffering through fuel poverty, so I would encourage all constituents to consider switching to an energy provider or a tariff that is cheaper and suits them best. A list of accredited switching sites can be found on the Ofgem website. I'm delighted to report to the House that Southend High School for Girls and Southend High School for Boys have been chosen to represent England at the World School Athletics Championships in China next year, and I very much hope we will all rally behind them so that they do very well. I've mentioned to the House before that Councillor David Stanley has led this wonderful project called the Music Man Project, which has enriched the lives of people with learning difficulties. I'm delighted to tell the House that they will be performing at the London Palladium on the 21st of June 2015, and I do hope to have my friend Sir Bruce Forsyth compare the programme. Tickets will be available next month. The House will know that Southend is the Alternative City of Culture 2017. I'm delighted to announce that C2C will be naming one of their trains at the end of January 2015 the Alternative City of Culture 2017, and that there will be a talent show taking place in the Arlington Rooms in February of next year. I had the honour earlier this year to host a number of Koreans at the Lee Elim Church, particularly pertinent when I think about the story today. And these wonderful people from Korea are praying for this House, and I do hope that members take some comfort from the fact that there are these good people working on our behalf in a far-off land. I just wanted to comment, Madam Deputy Speaker, on a number of all-party parliamentary groups that I chair, because, as we all know, some of these groups are absolutely farcical. They don't really meet much. But one of the ones that I chair is the one for the Philippines. They do marvellous work. I think their care workers are absolutely second to none. And I'm sure I will have the House's support when I say that the terrible flooding that they've experienced as a result of Hagapit made its first landfall on the 6th of December, Category 3 storm. Thankfully, the casualties are relatively small, but nevertheless, I know the Philippines would like to thank the British government for its generosity in the wake of the typhoon. DFID has activated its humanitarian rapid response facility and has agreed £2 million fund to help with the humanitarian relief done through Gold, Christian Aid and Oxfam, which are all established in the Philippines. I'm very concerned about the situation in Bahrain. I continue to receive reports of ongoing torture, arbitrary detention and extrajudicial killing from individuals. The recent sentencing of activist Zainab al-Khawaja is of particular concern. The Foreign Affairs Committee this year claimed that it had found no evidence of progress in Bahrain, and I asked the Foreign and Commonwealth Office to list it as a country of concern. I'm also the joint chairman of the Parliamentary Committee for Iran Freedom, and I urge the government to refer the regime's human rights dossier to the United Nations Security Council for punitive measures and prosecution of the Iranian regime's leaders. I believe that the government should realise that something needs to be done, particularly in terms of Camp Ashraf. I'm also the chairman of the All-Party Parliamentary Group for Fire Safety. I want to praise the Communities Minister responsible for fire, resilience and emergencies for supporting the work of the APPG. There are a number of issues there concerning built environment and schools which remain unresolved, and the group wishes to work more closely with the appropriate departments. But I was very pleased that when we had the vote against the prayer, I think on Monday this week, that we had strong assurances from the Minister during the debate on firefighters' pensions. I visited one of my local fire stations last week, and I was made aware of all the concerns that were raised during the debate, but I was delighted to hear the Minister confirm that if someone fails a fitness test through no fault of their own and do not qualify for ill health retirement, they will be redeployed or receive an unreduced pension. I'm also the chairman of the All-Party Parliamentary Group for Maternity. Having fathered 5 children, I think I do have a few qualifications there. And in collaboration with the National Childbirth Trust, I was delighted that we organised an event to honour a number of maternity groups throughout the country who are doing excellent service for parents and their babies in the first 1,000 days. Now, Madam Deputy Speaker, how many times have we heard mental health being the Cinderella service? And of course, all political parties say that they are going to do something about it. So I was very concerned when I met a group who are proposing a mental health manifesto to find that 23% of the money spent on the health service concerns people with mental health problems, but they only actually receive 13% of the total. So something needs to be done there. Thinking of the season of goodwill and Christmas in particular, I'm the chairman of the All-Party Parliamentary Group for Hepatology. And I do urge honourable members to read the All-Party Parliamentary Group report concerning hepatitis C. It reported the catastrophic consequences of failing to address the alarming rise we have seen in liver disease in the United Kingdom, caused by preventable viral hepatitis, alcohol misuse and obesity. I know a number of colleagues have been lobbied recently by Parkinson's United Kingdom, and I agree very much with their campaign in calling for due-a-dopa to be routinely commissioned based on a national eligibility criteria. I would also like to see more transparency from Clinical Priorities Advisory Group in relation to this treatment. I was also recently lobbied by the Institute of Customer Service, and we all certainly want the very highest quality of service possible. They conclude that the major enablers of excellent customer service in the public sector include the importance of focusing on customer insight, co-creation of services with customers, simpler processes and employee engagement. I end, Madam Deputy Speaker, with an issue that I will go on a little longer then, but there are 18 other speakers. I end with an issue that I have mentioned on a number of occasions concerning Southend Hospital set a monitor. Now, I do think, Madam Deputy Speaker, that increasingly, because of what I believe happened between 1997 and 2010, we've lost a lot of power from this place. And I want to take this opportunity to praise all the doctors, nurses and ancillary staff who work in Southend Hospital and work for SEPT. But I am absolutely appalled by management standards. Now, so far, the Chief Executive for Southend Hospital has left, but she seems to have moved seamlessly on to another job, even though she took a £25,000 pay increase before she left. And we've also been left with £8.5 million debt. And I think that is quite wrong. And I want to know where the governance role was from the chairman. So I do want the chairman of Southend Hospital replaced, and I want a new management structure in it. Monitor came to see me in October. It's taken them over 2 months, frankly, to get back to me, and there was supposed to be a meeting taking place in my office this morning, which seems not to have happened, so I'm not best pleased about that. But I want to know who exactly is running the hospital on an interim basis, how much they're being paid, and what their expertise are. And I say again to the House, SET is a huge organisation. It is management top heavy. I am not going to leave this matter alone until the present management are replaced and the past management, by which I mean the previous chief executive, and what went on there is also addressed. It simply is not good enough what is happening in terms of those two services. I want to extend my thanks to C2C, Arriva, the Gentins Club, Waitrose, Morrison's, Tesco's, and all the other good organisations who have helped our community in the past year, and I hope that will be an encouragement for others to follow suit. And I wish, Madam Deputy Speaker, to wish you, Mr Speaker, the other two deputies, all colleagues, all staff of the House of Commons, a very happy Christmas, good health, peace, prosperity, and a wonderful new year. Yeah.